He served a ban when he was we're here at West Brom. I don't really want to comment on the reason why, but I will go back to saying what I said then, and I'll say it again. Sido never played for me, or didn't play regular for me, because he wasn't fit enough, for whatever reason.
Was it an 8-week ban?
I wasn't counting. Whatever it was. But like I say, the reason that Sido didn't play for me was because he wasn't fit enough at the beginning of, when we talked about him not being in the team.
Because our sources tell us that he was tested positive for a recreational drug.
I can't comment on that. That's something that other people will have to do first. And the other thing, what I've got to be careful with now, is that Sido is not and no longer a West Brom player. He's with a former club of mine, who I have tremendous respect for, and I think it's much better that they deal with this situation from where they are, having just signed a player.
Because Mark Hughes has this morning said that it's a West Brom issue for you to deal with.
Well, Mark Hughes, I think, asked why Sido, or questioned why I wasn't picking Sido. So he's got the answers. One was that he wasn't fit, and the second one that he was serving an FA ban.
Was there a reason at the time that you didn't say anything, because it might have explained?
No, we are under an obligation not to. It was a personal matter, and we're under strict obligations not to release any of that information, and that's an FA directive.
Was he given support by the club?
This football club was absolutely fantastic towards Sido, in the way they treated him and what they've done to him in lots of ways, not just over that short period, but ever since I've been in the football club. This football club has looked after its players, and Sido, more than most, has really, really been looked after.
Did you feel let down at the time?
People, like I say, people let down. I feel let down if we lose a game with certain people's performances. I feel let down if people are late for training. I feel let down if I go home and have dinner and the food's not as hot as I'd like it to be. So I'm always being let down here, there and everywhere. You just have to accept it and get on with it.
But Stoke were fully aware of the issue when they...
As far as I'm concerned, right from when he went 2 weeks ago, Stoke City were aware. I think this football club has been open and honest in everything it's done concerning Sido.
But you don't regret not saying at the time why he wasn't playing?
No, I've told you why he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing because, for whatever reason, he wasn't fit enough.
Well, staying with Sido, he could well be playing against you this weekend. Mark Hughes has said there's no reason why he shouldn't be in the squad. What kind of reception do you think he will get from the West Brom fans?
Well, I did a charity night last night up at Keele University for the Sir Stanley Matthews Foundation. I was asked by the supporters what I thought about Sido. When I came to this football club 2 years ago, he was one of the main reasons why this club stayed in the Premiership. He played fantastically well, scored a lot of goals for us, and looked the real deal. Obviously the move at the beginning of that following season to Tottenham fell through, and from that period to since he's left, Sido's been up in the air with everything, and I mean everything. He's got to get that, wash that away, get on with his football, and prove to people again that he is and can be a top player.
Do you think that moving away was the only way eventually that he was going to sort?
I think in his own mind, that's what Sido wanted. We would have loved him to have stayed and fought through it with us, but he didn't want to stay with us, and that was made quite clear, I think, over a period of time.
So you'll be welcoming him back on Saturday?
Like I say, what has gone has gone. People make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes in life, and I'm not certainly not going to condone anybody who's made mistakes, and certainly not Sido.
Do you fear him coming back, that he'll have a point to prove, that he'll be looking to put on a performance?
I fear Croce a lot more than Sido. Peter's a fantastic player. We signed him, 5.5 years ago, 6 years ago. And it was a lot of money at the time for what was he, 28, 29-year-old, and there was one or two people in the club at the time who thought that it wasn't a good deal for the football club. But I can remember speaking to Peter Coates and saying, yeah, I can understand people saying that we're not going to get a return on our investment in respect of a transfer fee back. But what you'll do, you'll guarantee Premier League football with Croce being there. And since then, they've been in the Premiership. And I think this year Peter signed another contract. He's got his 100 goals and he's been absolutely fantastic. Fantastic professional and a good player, good lad, good off the pitch, good on the pitch. Yeah, wonderful. And it was wonderful that, I was frightened to death that he was going to come and get his 100th goal at West Bromwich Albion. So I was really pleased he got it the other night.